Hello and welcome to an action figure review. My name is Tyler G of Batman Figs on Instagram, also a host of The Tyler G Show. And first and foremost, I want to thank Soap Studios for sending over two of the latest two action figures that are joining their Dark Knight trilogy line in the actual Batman that you see right in front of you, and Catwoman, which is to our right, his left. So we're going to take a look at these guys, as well as show you all the accessories, and also how to do a few things with him, like switch out the capes, because he has two capes plus the pack that he wears before he jumps the building and the glider pops out. So we got a few things to look at on both figures. First I'm going to show a close-up of the Batman figure. He's very well done. A lot of detail on the suit. Like, look at all that detail just on the chest. This is soft goods, but they did it in a way where it definitely looks like armor, and it doesn't really affect the articulation at all. Well, here we'll take a look at Anne Hathaway, aka Catwoman. If it will come on. There we go. She's got a lot of detail on her suit too. Even the heels, and yes, it's serrated. They even went to the detail of putting on little serrations on the heel. We'll also do, of course, action figure size comparison with the other substitutes. But first, let me show you the box. So I'll show you the Catwoman box first, because that one was a little damaged when I got here. They even have the 80th anniversary on it. So that's the front. Let's see the back. Back has the skyline with the Dark Knight trilogy. And let's look at the actual Batman box. It's gold, very nice. 80th anniversary. And the back is the same thing. Skyline with the Dark Knight trilogy emblem. Alright, now, I know there's so much on this thing. I don't know what to show first. We'll do it up close. The articulation, it's all the normal stuff, and this is one thing that I really like. Hopefully, you can see on the pad right here, there's like this little elastic band that has give, and not only does that work for the articulation on the figure, but it's something that you feel he would actually have, so he would be allowed to move like that. And it's tiny elastic, but it feels secure. You don't feel like it's going to break. On different figures where the cape is on, and it has the pads, like on the one that I'll show later, it has like a little socket system, but the thing can break or fall off or break altogether or get lost. So I really like how they did this with the pads and the elastic. He does have some rotation of the body. He can do a diaphragm, a bend, an ab crunch. He can go up. The suit does restrict that a little. So yeah, you get the arms up about that high. Oh yeah, let's do another detail. He has both rows of the serrated gauntlets, just like the movie. He has a port to put his grapple gun, which, spoiler warning, is one of the accessories. And also, the way they did this elbow guard, you can see it'll bend and it won't get in the way. And also it won't have any break or give because it's pliable. So they did a lot of great work on this thing. The ankles can rotate, and they have hinge up and down. Boots move, but it's not a boot cut. You can't do too much of a split because of the fabric, but You can move the legs a little bit up and down. And also, I don't know if I'll get more give or movement in the suit as he gets broken in or gets played. Hopefully, it doesn't get broken. But there are some limited articulation in the legs due to the suit. But with a figure that looks like this and this good, I don't really care. It looks great. And then, all right, let's get into the accessories. So we saw the articulation, the details of the suit. Let's look at some other stuff. Now, the cape. And there's going to be a lot of people that when they get this, it's going to be tough for them to figure out the cape. Luckily, it wasn't too tough, and luckily for me, I didn't break anything. But the way it is it clips on. Do his shoulder pads, and with this one, you have to push it all the way through. And this one's posable. He has 3 capes, and I'm going to take it off first and show you how to do it. So there again, in there. But his cape has very, very thin wires, and I'm talking usually with a cape that's wired, it's pretty thick, and you could tell. And this is the other Dark Knight figure. And this one, you really can't. It's very subtle. And there's 4 wires, 2 on each side, and it allows him to do the gliding pose, and you could do all that. And then he has another cape, and this one's just more of a to drape. It has no wires, and this one also it goes on in a different way. So move the lights. See the port. This one you want to get to where it's not showing, like that. And then you're going to want to kind of go on the first one and then clasp it, and then that will stay in on that side. So I think that's the trickiest part of the figure, is just figuring out how the cape works. But once you get that figured out, I think you'll be good. I almost had it. There. So that cape is one that just drapes and has no wires. Personally, I mean, I love that they do the 2 capes. I think that's amazing. I think the one that I'm going to go with most of the time is the one that drapes, or the one that has the. They're both kind of drape. The one that has the wire in it. Now I'm going to take this one out and also show you the third thing that you could put on this. And is the little pack where, if you've seen the movie in The Dark Knight, you know this is what he uses to jump off the roof before his wings pop out and it turns into a glider when he's in China. And he's about to get the mob boss there. So it comes with every iteration of the cape that you need for this guy, plus the backpack. And since we're on weapons, or since we're on accessories, here's the grapple gun. Very well done. Nicely painted, a lot of detail on both sides. This could go back there. He also comes with a gun which he uses to shoot the windows with sticky bombs. Also very well painted, nicely detailed. All the little rivets. He comes with 3 batarangs. There's 2 there because I was using one. and 3 little smoke bombs, or bombs in general. Also a stand. And the first time Soap Studios has put this in their opposing stick, since he has the ability to pose with a gliding cape. I think that's pretty awesome. They also, I'm not done with the accessories. Provided a cowl that is just an accessory. It doesn't go on them, but it's just a cowl. And because if you have the Bruce Wayne from the Ra's al Ghul 2-pack, you could put that head on him. We're gonna see how that looks. But I think that's cool, just that cowl. He also comes with a different expression. And you'd say a different expression, you mean a different head sculpt? No, this is like a hot toy-like system where you could poke out the mouth. And he has a talking or growling or grimacing expression. And that's actually how he comes packaged, is with that expression. So first you gotta take off the head. Then you gotta take off the neck if it wants to come off. Then, you see there's a little hole port back there. They give you a little tool, and you just pop it out like a hole punch. Try not to lose the mouth. Port this bad boy in. People that have a hot toy, like, yeah, I know how to do it. This is for everybody. And not a lot of people have seen the Soap Studios. So, here he is with the growling expression or the grimace. Pretty cool. Cool use of getting new sculpts without having to use too much plastic on a bunch of heads. And then there's this. The radar sonar vision. And I'm going to put the mouth on this. And this is from, of course, Dark Knight, the movie at the end where he has Lucius help him when he uses sonar. And when you get the right light on it and you have a UV ray, it lights up either white or blue depending on what kind of light you use. Whew. A little crumb on it. Let's see if we can get a little shimmer. Yeah, see, it turns white there. I think if you use a black light or a specialized UV, it's blue. But that's another cool little accessory, the wide eyes. Plus you get, let's look at how many hands. We get 1 pair, 2 pair, 3 pair, 4 pair, 5 pairs of hands, 6 altogether with the one he's using. You also get this cool pin. It's gold with a Batman 80 years, and it is indeed a pin. Oh, you can really see the white eyes there on the cow. The way the light's hitting it. Come on, that doesn't want to adjust. Anyways, very cool Batman pin, and Catwoman has one too. But we'll get to her. We're gonna get to her accessories right now. So that's Batman. You saw his expressions. You saw his accessories, you saw both capes, you saw the little backpack he could put on, his pin, the tool to change his mouth expressions, the batarangs, the smoke bombs. Oh, let's do this. Ooh. All right, let's do this real quick. Let's put Bruce Wayne's head on. Ah, it fits perfect. Looks really cool. So that's another bonus. If you have that figure, you just get a lot more poses and a lot more use out of this figure. All right, now to the cat. Now, she has a lot of good articulation, but she also is a little hindered for, you know, the figure, the Catwoman is supposed to be very agile, but that's pretty good. Can't really do the splits, but she does get a lot of articulation in the arm, wrist, rotate, and hinge. Her hair doesn't really affect the articulation. Both figures have 2 joints on the neck, both the Batman and the Catwoman. So they have 2 joints, bottom of the neck and top. Here we'll show this detail of the, my fingers, there we go. Look at that. The detail and even the high heel. Alright, so she has articulation in the body, it's just very limited, and I think it's one of the figures that as I use her and pose her, it's going to get a little bit easier, but right now, fresh out of the box, she has basic articulation of the arms and not too much of the legs. Let's see. She does have double knee joints. She can move those pretty good without feeling like you're stretching the boot. And then also here, what they did was they put a lot of material at the bottom of the ankle so that she could, you know, rotate it and move without the boot stretching or anything like that. So that's very nice too. And with this figure, you just got to make sure you don't use too much to the point of wear. And if you do notice wear, then you got to be real careful. All right, so let's see what she comes with. She comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs of hands. The pistol, which she's got in her hand, which is also very, very well detailed for how tiny it is. Come on. Let's see. There we go. Pretty nice detail. And then, because she's Catwoman, she got to have her ears. She comes with 2 pairs of these, or goggles. 1 pair that sits high up on the head, which I'll do right now. That's this pair, and another pair that, of course, goes over her eyes. Now with these, I'm not sure if it's supposed to plug in or if it's just supposed to sit on the head. But here's the one that goes on top. See what I mean? I don't know if it, because it has little ports, but the ports definitely do not seem like they fit inside, so. I think with this one, it's meant just to kind of sit on the head. There she is again. Now the one that goes over her face, that one sits a little bit nicer. And the color of the glasses look really nice. I love that they made sure that was prominent. A lot of detail. And you can see I think if you shine the light on these, they're supposed to have a light, the UV light. And then I know that this thing's supposed to have a light, or it's supposed to be able to be affected by UV light. No, and You need to stay healthy for La Miz. This bad boy. The electronic disruptor, I think it is. And I believe that if you use a UV light on these, the paint in here, it will give off a light. So I'll have to test that in my pictures. So again, she comes with a pistol, which is in her hand. She comes with 2 different eye sets. One of them she's wearing. The other one goes on her head. And then she also has that ED, electronic disruptor, as well as her serrated heels. Sorry, I'm trying to put the Batman head back on. And yeah, that's it for that, for Catwoman. So overall, I would say in the aesthetic and beauty, these things are a 10. I don't think that anyone could do these guys better in terms of using soft goods and making them look as screen accurate as possible. In terms of articulation, I'd have to say that I'd say a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, because I don't know if these things will get more articulated as the suit gets a little bit more stretched, because right now they're fresh out of the box and it's stiff. Accessories, 10 out of 10, because they are able to get accessories from the different films, and you can portray more than just one movie in buying one figure. You didn't have to buy 2 separate figures to get all the accessories for both movies. So I like that. The really cool, I think, special feature, besides, here's Catwoman's pin. Besides these pins, silver and gold, collector's pins, I really like that the eyes light up on this guy when under different lightings. I think that's going to be really cool for pictures. I also really like that there's 2 capes for Batman, one with wire and one without. Alright, so now we're going to do size comparison. So just a size comparison with these guys alone, I feel like Anne Hathaway's a little taller because she is wearing heels. So I do feel like she's a little taller right there. Oh no! Now let's do Ra's al Ghul with Batman. And these are, I'm going to do all size comparisons with the other figures from Soap Studios first. Come on, there's just one fall. Don't you trust me? I shouldn't have done this on poster board. Alright. That looks about right. Looks like Joker's a little bigger than him, which is good to me. I like Joker being a little taller than Batman because he's usually not a physical force, so it just looks better when he's taller. Let's do Barry, the first Soap Studios figure. He's a little taller. And then Oliver, another one of the first Soap Studios figures. I feel they scale well. Alright, so if you want to see more, if you want to see pictures of these guys, make sure to follow my Instagram. I'll have a link below. Here, I want to do one more size comparison. Put Bruce next to himself, see if he's the same scale. Bruce is even a little taller. Alright, so if you want to see more pics, use my Instagram below, or just go to @BatmanFigs, and I'll also have a link for Soap Studios. Definitely recommend getting these guys, especially if you've gotten any of their figures before. These are probably their top tier best figures, the Catwoman and the Batman so far. Before I would have said Reverse Flash, but now it's these guys. Alright, I hope you enjoy, and I will talk to you soon.